Have you ever wondered if your weight gain has more to do with your genetics or your environment? This question has puzzled many of us, especially when we're trying to shed those extra pounds. Welcome to our exploration of this intriguing topic, where we'll delve into the science behind weight gain and its potential links to our heritage or surroundings. We live in a world where we're constantly bombarded with different diets and workout regimes promising to help us lose weight. But have you ever stopped to consider that maybe, just maybe, there's more to it than just calories in and calories out? Could our genetic makeup or the environment we live in play a significant role in determining our body weight? In this comprehensive 60-minute video, we're going to unravel the mystery behind weight gain. We'll look at it from different perspectives, and with the help of experts in the field of genetics and environmental science, we'll try to understand if it's something that's encoded in our DNA or if it's influenced by the world around us. We'll be hearing from a genetic expert who will shed light on the intriguing world of genetics and explain how our genes could possibly influence our weight. Then we'll switch gears and explore the realm of environmental science, with another expert explaining how our environment can impact our weight. Now you might be thinking, great, but how does this affect me? Well, understanding the nitty-gritty of weight gain can help you make better decisions when it comes to your health. It can guide you in choosing the right diet and exercise routine, and more importantly, it can help you understand your body better. So if you're curious to know more about the factors influencing weight gain and how you can use this knowledge to your advantage, you're in the right place. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more we understand about our bodies, the better we can take care of them. Let's dive into this fascinating intersection of genetics and environment and how they might be influencing your weight. We're here with Dr. Smith, a renowned expert in the field of genetics. Now, Dr. Smith, many of our viewers are interested in the relationship between genetics and weight gain. Can you help us understand this complex interaction? Absolutely. The connection between genetics and weight gain is a fascinating topic. The human body is a complex system, influenced by numerous factors, one of which is our genetic makeup. Our genes, the segments of DNA that make us who we are, play a significant role in determining our body's response to food, exercise, and other environmental factors. This includes how we store fat, how quickly we burn calories, and even our appetite. That's intriguing. So, you're suggesting that some people might be genetically predisposed to gain weight more easily than others? Exactly. There are certain genes that can make individuals more susceptible to weight gain. For instance, the FTO gene, often referred to as the obesity gene, is one such gene. Variations in this gene can lead to a higher body mass index, more body fat, and an increased tendency to overeat. It's important to note, however, that having this gene doesn't guarantee obesity, but it does increase the risk. Interesting. So it's not just about eating less and moving more. Correct. While diet and physical activity are crucial components of weight management, they're only part of the equation. Our genetics can influence how our bodies process calories and how much fat we store. For instance, some people might have a genetic variant that causes them to feel hungrier, which can lead to overeating. Others might have a variant that makes it harder for them to feel full. So, if someone has these genetic variants, does it mean they're doomed to be overweight? Not at all. Genetics can increase the risk of weight gain, but they're not destiny. Just because you have a certain genetic predisposition doesn't mean you're guaranteed to become overweight or obese. There are many other factors at play, including lifestyle, diet, physical activity, and even the environment. Can you tell us more about these other factors? Sure, lifestyle factors such as diet and physical activity are critical. Eating a balanced diet and getting regular exercise can help manage weight, regardless of your genetic makeup. The environment also plays a role. For example, living in a neighborhood with limited access to healthy food options or safe places to exercise can make it harder to maintain a healthy weight. That's a lot to take in. So our genes can make us more susceptible to weight gain, but they're not the whole story. Exactly. Our genes can influence our risk of weight gain, but they don't act in isolation. They interact with our environment and lifestyle to determine our overall risk. For instance, someone with a genetic predisposition to weight gain, who eats a healthy diet and exercises regularly, may have a lower risk of becoming overweight than someone with the same genetic predisposition who leads a sedentary lifestyle and eats a high-fat diet. So, What's the takeaway message here? The takeaway is that while genetics can influence our risk of weight gain, they're not the only factor. Lifestyle and environment also play significant roles. So, while we can't change our genes, we can make lifestyle changes that can help manage our weight, regardless of our genetic predisposition. That's a powerful message. It's not just about the cards we're dealt, but how we play them. Absolutely. And remember, if you're struggling with weight management, it's important to seek help from a healthcare professional. They can provide personalized advice and support tailored to your specific needs and circumstances. So, genetics certainly play a part, but it's not the whole story. Let's turn to our environmental science expert for more insight. Now we welcome Dr. Brown, an esteemed environmental scientist. We're privileged to have with us today Dr. Brown, a leading light in the field of environmental science. With her rich experience and profound knowledge, she will shed light on how our environment influences our weight and overall health. Dr. Brown, could you explain how the environment we live in can contribute to weight gain? Absolutely. The environment we live in plays an incredible role in shaping our health and well-being. One of the key environmental factors that contribute to weight gain is the existence of food deserts. These are areas often in low-income communities where access to affordable, healthy food options is limited or non-existent. Without access to fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains and lean proteins, residents of these areas are often left with unhealthy, high-calorie options. That's unsettling. So, you're saying that due to the lack of access to nutritious food, people living in these areas are more likely to gain weight? Yes, that's correct. But it's not just about access to healthy food. It's also about the availability of places for physical activity. Many of these communities lack safe places to walk or exercise. This leads to a sedentary lifestyle which, combined with poor diet, contributes significantly to weight gain. So the lack of physical activity, coupled with a poor diet, is a recipe for disaster. What are some other environmental factors that could contribute to weight gain? Well, socioeconomic factors play a big role. For example, stress related to financial insecurity or job instability can lead to emotional eating or overeating. Also, people with lower income may not have the means to join a gym or buy healthier food options, which tend to be more expensive. In addition, marketing and advertising of unhealthy foods, especially to children, can have a huge impact. It's quite clear that the environment plays a significant role in our health and weight. What can we do about it? First and foremost, we need to address the issue of food deserts. We need to ensure that everyone, regardless of where they live or their income level, has access to healthy food. This could mean encouraging supermarkets to open in these areas or supporting local farmers' markets. We also need to create safe, accessible places for physical activity in all communities. And of course, we need to educate people about the importance of a balanced diet and regular exercise. Thank you, Dr. Brown, for shedding light on these important issues. It's clear that our environment has a significant impact on our weight and health. Absolutely. And it's important to remember that while we can't change our genes, we can change our environment. We can make choices that promote health and prevent weight gain. But it's not just about individual choices. It's about creating a supportive environment that makes the healthy choice the easy choice. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you would like to add, Dr. Brown? I would just like to stress that while the environment plays a major role in weight gain, it's just one piece of the puzzle. There are also genetic and behavioural factors at play, and these factors can interact in complex ways. So it's not as simple as this causes that, but understanding the role of the environment can help us make changes that promote health and prevent weight gain. Thank you, Dr. Brown, for this enlightening conversation. It's clear that the environment we live in has a profound impact on our health and weight. It seems that both genetics and environment play significant roles in weight gain, but how do they interact? Now that we've heard from our experts, let's delve into the complex interaction between genetics and environment. The dance between genetics and the environment is an intricate one, particularly when it comes to weight gain. It's like a delicate ballet, with each player influencing and being influenced by the other. This interaction is far from black and white. It's a myriad of greys, a kaleidoscope of factors and influences, each playing its part in the grand design. Let's first take a look at genetics. Each one of us is born with a unique genetic blueprint, a set of instructions that dictate everything from the colour of our eyes to our susceptibility to certain diseases. And yes, this includes our propensity for weight gain. Some people are genetically predisposed to gain weight more easily than others, and this is something that's been proven by numerous scientific studies. But here's where it gets interesting. Our genetic blueprint isn't set in stone. It's not a fixed, unchangeable map that determines our destiny. Rather, it's more like a flexible guideline, one that can be influenced and even changed by environmental factors. This is where the field of epigenetics comes in. Epigenetics is a fascinating area of science that studies how our behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way our genes work. Unlike genetic changes, which involve alterations to the DNA sequence itself, epigenetic changes involve modifications to the DNA molecule, such as the addition or removal of chemical groups. So how does this relate to weight gain? Well, certain environmental factors can trigger these epigenetic changes that may increase a person's likelihood of gaining weight. These factors include things like diet, physical activity, stress, and exposure to chemicals. For instance, let's consider diet. A diet high in processed foods and sugars can lead to weight gain, not just because of the excess calories, but also because it can trigger epigenetic changes. These changes might cause certain genes associated with weight gain to be switched on, leading to an increased propensity for weight gain. Similarly, physical activity or lack thereof can also influence our genes. Regular physical activity can help to switch off those genes associated with weight gain, whilst a sedentary lifestyle can switch them on. Stress too plays a part. Chronic stress can trigger epigenetic changes that increase the risk of weight gain. When we're stressed, our bodies produce a hormone called cortisol, which can lead to an increased appetite and, consequently, weight gain. Exposure to certain chemicals, known as obesogens, can also influence our genes. Obesogens are found in a variety of everyday products, from plastic containers to certain types of food packaging. These chemicals can interfere with our hormonal systems, leading to weight gain. So, as you can see, the interaction between genetics and environment is a complex one. It's not as simple as saying that if you have a certain gene, you're destined to gain weight. Rather, it's a dynamic interaction, with both genetics and environment playing their parts. To put it simply, our genes load the gun, but our environment pulls the trigger. Our genetic predisposition determines our potential for weight gain, but it's our environment that determines whether or not that potential is realized. This is why it's so important to lead a healthy lifestyle. Yes, we may be genetically predisposed to gain weight, but by making healthy choices, we can influence our genes and reduce our risk of weight gain. So, what does this all mean? Well, it means that weight gain isn't just a matter of personal responsibility. It's a complex issue, one that involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. It's not simply a case of eat less and move more. It's about understanding our unique genetic makeup and how our environment interacts with it. Clearly, the relationship between genetics, environment, and weight gain is a complex one. Let's recap what we've learned. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring the roles of genetics and environment in weight gain. It's been a journey into the fascinating world of DNA and the myriad environmental factors that influence our body weight. In our dialogue with the genetic expert, we delved into the genetic aspects of weight gain. We discovered that certain genes can predispose us to obesity, highlighting the fact that our DNA does indeed play an undeniable role in our weight. Yet it's not a definitive sentence, as our genes are not our destiny. They merely set the stage, and it's up to us to decide how the play unfolds. Next, we ventured into the realm of environmental science, where our experts shed light on numerous external factors that could influence our weight. From the food we eat, the air we breathe, to the stress we experience, our environment is a silent player in the game of weight gain. It's not just about calories in, calories out anymore. It's a complex interplay between our bodies and the world around us. And then we explored the interaction between genetics and environment. We learned that these two elements don't exist in isolation. Instead, they weave together in a complex dance that helps determine our weight. Our genes might make us susceptible to weight gain, but our environment can either mitigate or exacerbate that risk. In the end, the question isn't whether weight gain is a product of genetics or environment, but rather how these two elements interact to shape our health. It's about understanding that both these factors play a significant role, and that focusing on one to the exclusion of the other is a simplistic view of a complex issue. While there's still much to learn in this field, It's clear that both our genes and our environment have significant roles to play in our weight. Keep this in mind as you navigate your own health journey.